In the border area of the Sumy region, a soldier from the Rosgvardia Special Unit detected a kamikaze UAV approaching rapidly on the move and destroyed it in midair. The UAV exploded next to the vehicle, and Rosgvardian received shrapnel wounds. He gave himself first aid and continued to control the airspace. After completing the mission, the fighter was rehabilitated and provided with the necessary medical care. Rosgvardian returned to service and continues to perform combat missions. In the Kharkiv region, Russian scouts discovered military equipment, a UAV warehouse, a UAV control center, and manpower in the forest. Everything was in one place. Tornado S MLRS teams mobilized to destroy the identified targets. UAV operators of the 77th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion of the 127th Motorized Rifle Division of the 5th Army of the Vostok Group destroyed a previously mined bridge near Kamishevata. Powerful explosions were captured on the objective camera. Detailed footage of 4 geraniums destroying a Ukrainian Armed Forces ABP in the village of Burin, Sumy region.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
UAV operators of the Tulagard's Airborne Division destroyed military equipment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the Sumy region. Don't forget to leave your thoughts about fiber optic drones in the comments. Ukrainian Armed Forces troops plan to use this building for temporary deployment. Russian reconnaissance drones were watching them, but they didn't know it. After all the soldiers had entered the house, Russian UAVs went into action and destroyed the house. The position was destroyed. In another direction, a Russian attack drone during reconnaissance spotted an ATV vehicle in which a soldier was traveling. The drone accelerated and caught the ATV. Combating fiber optic UAVs. No, there is no way to physically shoot down FPV drones except by cutting fiber optic cables in various ways. The first video has not yet been released, showing how fighters manning positions in the jungle hijack a passing FPV, then go around it and cut the fiber optic cable coming out of the UAV's coil. Cut. Not being able to see and control the UAV's root camera view, crash and unhit target. The most important thing when using this method of combat is not to get caught in the camera lens. If an enemy operator notices movement near his UAV, he will most likely hit the person so as not to be hit and waste an expensive UAV. This also applies to KVN operators. If you see a movement left, shoot down, otherwise you will be shot down. The enemy similarly organizes missions against UAVs, especially around foreign-made UAVs, tanks, and many other UAVs. Don't forget to join our Telegram group.
Все, порвал. Да.
New images from the fighting in the Seversk direction. Reconnaissance units of the Yuzhnaya group, with the help of FPV UAVs, burned a T-72 tank of the armed forces of Ukraine. Kherson Front. 49th. Dnieper Air Force's area of responsibility is manned by UAV strike teams. Footage of target control strikes against Ukrainian troops detected in the village of Berislav on the right bank. Objective camera footage of 2 FPV attacks in one of the forested areas in the Pokrovsk direction. Footage of the attack by the artillery of the 3rd Combined Arms Army of the Southern Troops to destroy the UAV control center of the Ukrainian armed forces and the building where the soldiers were stationed. Seversk direction. In the Dronovka area, FPV UAV operators of the Reconnaissance Company of the 3rd Brigade of the 7th Brigade of the 3rd All-Armed Forces located and destroyed a 155 mm M114 howitzer. Combat work of reconnaissance units of the 37th Independent Guards, Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Vostok Group of the Russian Armed Forces in Buryatia. These troops are carrying out continuous FPV attacks to cut off the logistics of Ukrainian troops in the South Donetsk direction. Operators of the 14th Guards Special Forces Brigade of the Vostok Forces Group strike the enemy in the Vremya direction. The enemy's manpower and temporary deployment points have been hit. Special Operations Forces burned Ukrainian armored vehicles in the Chernigov direction. Rosgvardia Special Forces in the Chernigov direction destroyed several Ukrainian forces' armored vehicles, including the Kozak armored vehicle. Rosgvardia Special Forces carried out precision strikes with FPV UAVs, as a result of which enemy armored vehicles were burned. As a result of the coordinated work of the Special Forces and Artillery of the South Group, the temporary deployment point of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the Donetsk direction was destroyed. According to the details of the news, it is said that 4 soldiers were in the building. In the Serebryansky forest area, the T-72 EA tank used by the armed forces of Ukraine was destroyed by a Russian drone armed with incendiary ammunition with a succession of accurate shots. Russian reconnaissance revealed the movement of the American-made Bradley of the Ukrainian armed forces in the vicinity of the border village of Iskryskivshchina, Sumy region. As a result of the hard impact of the Russian FPV drone, the Bradley armored vehicle tilted on its side. In Kharkiv, the operators of the 6th UAV of the North destroyed an Italian-made Iveco armored vehicle in the direction of Volchansk after it was hit by 2 Russian FPV drones. A video showing the work of Russian FPV drone operators against the retreating Ukrainian armed forces units in the southern part of the Bogatyr settlement.
Коротше, їздить якась рушнява хуйня. 5 хвилин, здавайтесь. Не виходимо, розйобує дом. Тупо внуй.
The 136th Brigade and Anwar Special Forces advanced in the border area and attacked Ukrainian armed forces' strongholds. The bunker near Vovchansk was first attacked by FPV drones. Then, a group of Russian infantrymen threw grenades at the bunker and opened fire at close range. As usual, the infantrymen in the bunker are first offered to surrender, but if they respond negatively, the only option is to capture the bunker. One by one, Russian FPV drone operators repelled Ukrainian attacks on Tetkino in Kursk. Paratroopers of the 217th Regiment of the Northern Troop Group have been fighting hard for 5 days. The tension on the front line is increasing day by day. The Russian Defense Ministry announced that fighters of the northern troops shot down a Ukrainian Baba Yaga-type hexacopter in the Kharkiv region.
Но без маскировки не вариант вообще. Мне даже искать. У меня прыгает квадратик, находится.
According to TASS correspondent, 10 servicemen of the 23rd Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces surrendered in the direction of southern Donetsk. Crews of the Mi-28NM attack helicopter attacked 2 Ukrainian armed forces armored vehicles, Viker-1, in the Russian border zone with missiles. In the footage released yesterday, Russian infantry forces clashed with a large number of Ukrainian bunkers at close range. During the clashes, improvised explosive devices were thrown into the bunkers. Anti-tank mines were used to destroy the bunkers. This is a proven method of destroying underground bunkers. Drones are not always an effective method of attack against these underground bunkers. Although artillery is a powerful method, sometimes it is not enough to destroy the bunker. Therefore, firing anti-tank mines into the bunker is an effective method. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Destruction of a camouflaged Ukrainian armed forces mortar position. The operator of the reconnaissance UAV of the South Troop Group discovered a Ukrainian armed forces 120mm mortar position and the location of the crew's residence. The operators of the FPV drones methodically destroyed both the place of residence and the mortar position through fiber optics. New footage of the work of artillery crews and UAV operators of the Anvar Special Unit. From different distances, the Russians are destroying and capturing fortresses, bunkers, communication centers in various areas of Kharkiv and Sumy regions. Russian artillery is intensively and accurately hitting the positions one by one. The Ukrainian armed forces mobilized near Kupiansk, but the Russian army destroyed all the equipment. The guards of the 121st Regiment of the 68th Division of the Western Troops are destroying Ukrainian armed forces equipment in the direction of Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region. Using fiber optics, they shoot pickups, armored vehicles,